when you look at how it drives passion and how I mean, again, you think about European sports, you think about English Premier League, you have generations of fans, right? You look at a club like Stoke, which is I think around from the 1800s, you have fans and they don't move, so it's all kind of postal code driven. Just think about the passion that one thing creates in that household, in that neighborhood, at that derby. There's nothing like it. I played sports also, so not only do I appreciate it as a fan, I appreciate it as a player. So as a player, you kind of, you look at fans that are around players and you're like, I remember what that felt like, and it's a very, very good feeling. And I think athletes in sports give us all something to hope for. You could have a really terrible week, but then you get to that Saturday and your team, hope is reborn again, at least until that game finishes. And hopefully you get a good result, but at the end of the day, you kind of get to hit reset every week on hope, on your life. And I think a lot of people use sports not just for the physical activity, but for how it enhances their life and how it kind of recreates that hope. So I think sports is one of the most powerful drivers of emotion that we have on this planet. And it's something that we spend a lot of time enjoying, experiencing, being fans of, participating in, blah, 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 blah. So it's a very sort of natural extension for us as a company, because it's something that if we didn't have a company, we would still do. So Beats has become the official pre-game headphone of, if you think the biggest athletes on the planet, the LeBron Jameses, the Serena Williams, the Robin Van Persies, Mario Götze, as Fabregases of the world, we've become sort of what I call the official pre-game headphone. And a lot of that's because of how we tune our headphone. We tune our headphone for emotion. Most headphones are tuned by engineers. Our headphones are tuned by artists. And what we found over and over again, and the athletes choose our product over a product that's tuned by engineers because of the emotion in the music. They use it to train, they use it to block out distractions, and a lot of, the word I typically hear from athletes is the word transform. They use our headphones to transform from, be it son, father, husband, brother, dad, to the machine or whatever they want to be on the pitch, field, court that day. But because they've made the choice to kind of choose Beats as that predominant product, that's why you see Beats as such a big part of sports. And then, as we develop as a company, sports is now informing how we look at product, right? We're now, our newest product, King James Wireless or Power Beats Wireless, are made for athletes to train in, because athletes were having trouble training with wires and turning and throwing and doing things they have to do in sport. And with our new product, they're actually able to actually train in their sport and not just lift weights in the headphones with their music. So, we always look to elevate sports and make sports better through our products, and this is a clear example of how we did it. So that's a big part of how Beats has become a part of sports, and sports has become a part of Beats. When you think of the breadth of that commercial and how many countries it touched, how many athletes it touched, the fact that it not only had a sport angle, but also had a very emotional family angle. When you look at Neymar's dad, and what was interesting to me is, as much we set out to make a really authentic spot about sports, we had a bigger story that actually was introduced to us, and it was a story of a father's love for his son. And when you think about, things that can sometimes be missed in sports, it's that sort of unforgiving love of a dad, and that actually came to life in our commercial. It wasn't something we planned, it was something that kind of happened because we worked so closely with Neymar Sr. and Neymar Jr., but it was amazing to watch. And for me, again, proud to be a part of a company that set off to make something and then found this magical thing around his dad and his son, and was confident enough to put that in our commercial and go to the world and say, this is Beats' point of view on football. I believe we're just starting. When you look at what we can do as a brand in sports, when you look at how we bring music to sport, when you look at how our technology can make sport better, we're just starting. What we've done to date is enable athletes in their rituals, in their pregame, in their training, in their sort of preparation for sport. I believe that we can make sport better, and that's from football to basketball to American football to hockey. And we're already doing a little bit, I think, to help the athlete become better and the athlete to perform. But I think, as we look into the future, we're going to be thinking even bigger about how we impact sport. So that's what gets me up. And, to date, as I said, we've had a lot of success in North America, which we will obviously hopefully continue that. I think there's a lot of opportunity for us in Europe. We look across Bundesliga, you look across La Liga, Champions League, the Premiership. I mean, there's tons of opportunities for us. And I don't just look at football. I think there's fun for us in handball, there's fun for us in cricket, there's fun for us in rugby. So as a brand, what I think people have seen to date is just the tip of the iceberg.